Hey guys, Jeeps here, and today we are going to look at the final Accelerate classes update. I told you I would finish all of these eventually, even if this is kinda late at this point, but whatever. We're finishing it, we're doing it live, we're getting this done. And that, of course, would be the Raider. I don't know why I left the Raider for last, I love the Raider. But, yeah, that's what happened. So, what did the Raider get? As always, new primary, new secondary, and new belt items. Let's start off, first of all, as the primary weapon. We have a modification of the Arcsbuster. That would be the Dust Devil. Now, this is a lower damage, higher radius variant. So, again, it's the same kind of variant you've been seeing the whole time. I don't need to tell you too much about it. It does 100 less damage on a close blast slash a direct hit. I had actually not realized the Arcsbuster does identical damage on the close blast as it does on a sticky. So that's kind of cool. Dust Devil's the same. The close blast obviously a little larger because it's a larger blast radius. Again, this one's purely personal preference. The Arcsbuster's raw power is pretty nice. The Dust Devil's radius is maybe nicer. The grenade launcher, I believe, still does have a higher radius than the Dust Devil, however, for about the same damage. So that could mean the grenade launcher ends up being the preferable choice. Also, an aside, but correct me if I'm wrong, after they consolidated all the classes in the beta, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the grenade launcher used to be the starting Raider weapon, and you had to unlock the Arcsbuster? Because I swear I remember unlocking the Arcsbuster, and then I remember logging on one day and seeing the grenade launcher listed as the second weapon on the list. Whatever, that is unrelated. Tangent, let's keep going, shall we? Next off, we have a new version of the NJ4. That would be the Desert NJ4, likely named as such because it is in desert camo, like everything they gave them in this patch. Who knows why? It has lower damage, higher fire rate. Nothing special to see here. It does 5 less damage, despite the fact that it looks like a pretty sizable drop-off if you were to look at these meters. I don't really think these mean much. It's 5 less damage per shot for a decently higher fire rate. That said, it still, to me, feels like it is slower than the TCN on the, or TN4, whatever the Technician SMG. I don't play Technician almost ever. I know TCNG's the grenade, whatever. It's the Technician's SMG is still a faster fire rate than this, but this thing is a very, very fast fire rate at 70 per tick. Good secondary weapon. Arguable as to whether I would take it over the NJ5B, which I don't have unlocked, but this thing is fantastic. But we're not here to talk about the NJ5B. That was Raid and Pillage. We're talking about Accelerate. Now you know what these do. Lastly, we will hop over to the new EMP grenade. As some of you may know, the EMP grenade did get nerfed in the Accelerate update straight up. It now does significantly less damage. It used to do 1,300, and now does 600. The energy drain, however, was increased. It will now kill just about all of something's energy. Like, no matter how much they have left, this thing will just eat your energy reserves away. But the damage got severely nerfed. Likely this was to make the cluster grenade a more attractive option, because I believe the EMP grenade was arguably just better in every way. I mean, yeah, it hit a smaller area, but it would just do so much more damage, plus the energy drain. EMP-XL, I bet you can guess what this one does. It has a larger blast radius, less damage. This thing does 500 as opposed to 600 like the regular EMP grenade. However, the energy drain amount is the same. That is not reduced. So the larger radius means you can drain the energy from more people, even though you're doing less damage. So, arguably, if you're going to take the EMP grenade, once again, I would say the XL is just straight up better, because if you're taking the EMP grenade, you're mostly taking it for the energy drain anyway, because the damage is pretty low compared to other grenades. If you really want a damage grenade on the Raider, take the cluster, and if you really want crazy utility, take whiteouts, because they're awesome. I love whiteout grenades. They're such a pain, but they're great. So yeah, EMP-XL, very good, probably just better than the regular EMP grenade. Now, that is that. Let us hop into a game. I'll just show you, you get a better idea for these blast radiuses, these rates of fire. I've told you the numbers, but we can get a good look. Alright guys, see you in there. Alright, let's get our Dust Devil out, and let's see what these fools are made of. Alright, so let's stick medium practice here, and let's see how big this blast radius really is. Not huge, given, well, it's big enough that it grazes those two guys, but it only grazes them. It did half damage to both of them. As you saw, it did 500. If I put it in between here, let's see if it hits both of them for full. It almost does. If I had done a little to the left, I could have gotten them. So the blast radius is big enough that you can hit two guys this far apart for probably full-on damage. Let's try that. There we go. Even hit me for a lot of damage, so that's good. So big blast radius has the perk, just like the Arcsbuster, of the fact that it does full damage even if it's not a direct hit. So that's very nice. So, pretty good weapon. Again, probably going to come to personal preference and if you prefer this over the regular Arcsbuster. But we will see. Next, let us look at the Desert NJ5. Or is it NJ4? It's whichever one this is. Sorry, they need to not have such similar names. It's the new gun, the Desert gun. And bazang. 70 a tick, pretty fast rate of fire. Definitely faster than the regular version. Whether it is strictly better or not, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. I mean, ideally these are all side grades. And this feels pretty balanced. I mean, if you like the higher rate of fire, you're going to be more reliably hitting. But those shots won't be doing as much damage. It's going to come down to personal preference. Some people also just like the slower rhythm of the other one better. Who knows? There you go. Kill those fools right now. And lastly, EMP-XL. Have fun with that medium. The thing does have a pretty big blast radius, as you've seen. It did almost full damage to all three of them, which means it would have drained their energy probably equally on all three. That's pretty good. The damage isn't great. It's only 500. That's not spectacular, but it's not bad. In fact, it's the same as the Dust Devil. But that energy drain is really, really nice. It will definitely cut down on the evasiveness of any defenders you're harassing a lot. Just as much as the EMP grenade will, but likely you'll be hitting more of them. So that is nice. Alright guys, that is it for the Raider, and that brings us to a conclusion finally on the Accelerate update. We have finally looked at every class. I am sorry this took so long to get them all out. As always, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Leave a comment if you got anything to discuss. I'm sure some of you out there are much better at some of these classes than I am and have much better range of knowledge on them. So that is it for me for today. I've been Jeeps, and I'll talk to you guys later.